everyone. Thank you for joining me live. First time that we're meeting. Hi, my name is Isabel Martins from healthandnaturallife.com, and I work with energy healing, animal communication, all things consciousness, understanding our energy, understanding our mind, understanding our body, understanding our world, understanding how we interface in all of these layers of ourselves and with our external layers, our environment, our planet, the people in our lives. That's my passion. That's what I love to explore, to always get to know more, and that's what I love sharing with you as well. On this video, I have a few things that I wanted to share, and I just asked, okay, so what would be the most useful? And the reply that I got was that this time, what's useful is to share sort of a personal roadmap for you to find and clear your energy blocks regarding something specific in your life. And I've got to say that this was something that came through inspiration that I wanted to share with you. But there was a part of me as well that felt a little scared of sharing this because it is my work, energy clearing, helping people clear their energy blocks. So it felt at some level of my mind, the level that's still attached to the scarcity mindset, apparently to the there's not enough. It seemed to be a conflict of interest for that part of my mind. And there was the other part of my mind that just went, no, no problem whatsoever. Everyone should know how to clear their blocks, do it for themselves as best they can, of course, and it will never be a reason for losing clients, if that makes any sense. It's only a way to share for people to actually be empower themselves. And there's always times where it's useful to have someone from the outside, like myself or another person, to work with. And usually, and I can tell this for myself because I'm the do-it-yourselfer completely, so I try to do everything myself. And I know that there are times where I feel that there are things that I'm I have almost like blind spots, and it's hard for me to see them. So an outside perspective and gives me more clarity, so it's easier. And there are things that I don't even want to look at, just put it like that. And that's the times where I would suggest for you as well. If there's something that you don't even want to look at, that you keep procrastinating, or that you feel is too big for you, or that you just need help, just please ask for help. And hi, David. Thank you for joining me live early. Okay, so this will go straight into your subconscious. Hopefully, it's useful information. So thank you for joining me live. And yeah, that was my conflict of interest, and that's just what I wanted to share with you. If there's something that you feel like you do not even want to look at, just reach out for someone on the outside, myself, another person that you trust, that can help you have clarity, have that energetic support, give you maybe a perspective that's broader, a broader understanding, so that you can then take the reins again and keep on going. That's how it works. And another thing that I wanted to share regarding this topic of having a roadmap to clear our energy blocks regarding something specific is that for most of us, when we are interested in energy clearing, it's either because there's something that we want to achieve, so it's a manifestation type of desire, or there's something that we want to get rid of. We're trying to push against it. And these two things, in the usual sense that they have been done and shared in the past, they are both coming from force. So we're either trying to make something happen, or we're trying to get rid, push something away. Both of these imply force. So we're trying to apply force, read tension, same thing, to either make something happen or to get rid, kick something out of our experience. And anytime that we have these types of intentions, there is force being applied to something, and we feel this tension in our bodies, because the only way that our bodies know how to physically make something happen or push something away or move somewhere is to tense our muscles. So we feel tension in our bodies when we are in this state of trying to manifest something, meaning trying to make something happen, or trying to get rid of something, trying to push something away. This is something that I learned from Dr. Serge Kahili King. He's a master shaman from Hawaii that I really love, and you would love his work probably if you're if you enjoy what I share. And this is something that does not surface. We've been talking for many videos now how it's tension that blocks our energy systems, that blocks our circuitry, and we cannot flow energy naturally in that sense. And then starts to snag, our energy starts to snag in different circuits of our body. We start to push, segregate energy away. And that itself is what creates the energy blocks that now we're trying to get rid of, trying to dissolve. So in the first place, if there is something that you do want, you don't need to apply force to get it. Something I learned from another person as well, that one of my favorite teachers for NLP, Dr. David Snyder. And he said that for most people, we are like a rocket fuel engine. We have that much throttle, that much power, but we also have tons of boulders hanging on to that engine. And we don't need to power up that engine anymore. And that's what most people try to do. They try to force feed energy to their desires. All you have to do is actually start releasing the boulders, and the rocket will just take off immediately. And that's what energy clearing does. And that's what I'll be giving you just a suggestion on a very easy, very natural, very soft way to actually release energy blocks. This is something that we've covered in depth, so I won't go into the hows and whys more than I've shared already in the how to clear all your energy blocks video. So if you want, I'll link that. That's the explanation of how this works and why it works. Here I'll just give you the practical step by step, if you want, the roadmap. And it just starts by you knowing what's bothering you, what feels constricting in your life, what do you feel that it's making you tense up, that makes you contract. Because what we want is just to be free, to be relaxed, to be whole, to be completely in flow. We'll be taken care of naturally by our broader selves. We're not here alone. We don't have to fight. This isn't a dog eat dog world. It's a very, very, very loving, supportive environment that we are creating from the outside in and broadcasting, mirroring in the outside world that we experience. So whatever it is that's causing that contraction is a misperception of some sort. So something that we heard, that we believe, that is not an accurate representation of the truth, and that's why it's constricting our energy. We also talked about this in the intuition video, that's something that is aligned with our broader selves, knowing we'll feel very open, very relaxed, very expansive. Anything that contracts us is untruth. Period. We can know that for sure. So that's an easy way to see, okay, I'm just okay, apparently audio issues. Sorry about that. It's just apparently computer needs to be upgraded. Either that or YouTube has too many people broadcasting live at this time. But continuing, and if it's the case, I'll just upload the video itself later. I was saying, okay, truth versus untruth. Anything that causes a contraction is just an untruth, and we can know that for sure, and we can release our hold on this belief, on this expectation, on this projection to actually get back into the flow. So the way to do this is really pretty simple. You just first have to relax so that you can be aware of changes in your body. So whatever method you want to relax, can be deep breathing, it can be just grounding, put your feet on the ground. Just imagine that you're connecting to the center of the earth, you're becoming grounded. You can focus on your core, be present, whatever way you want to feel present in your body and relax it. Put your attention on your perineum as well if you want. That was one of the ways that we shared before as well to be grounded. Breathe deeply, be present, relax. Now you just bring to your mind one aspect of the issue that's bothering you, something that feels more vague to start. So let's imagine for a lot of people that money. Money is one of our best friends to clear our limiting beliefs. So let's just imagine that there's something related to money that feels uncomfortable. You can start with the vague concept of just your money situation without going into specific details. Just bring to your mind your money situation and immediately see what happens in your body. There will be some place that will either tense up or feel heavy or feel painful. You will see where in your body the physiological responses appear. And at that point, you have the almost like the control spot in your body that's connected to the rest of the pattern itself. You just focus on that point in your body, and by whatever means works for you, you relax it. You let it dissolve. I shared many before. So one, for instance, way that you can do this and breathe in and out through that point. Because it's a contraction of your energy. And as you breathe through it, you're bringing consciousness to it. And you're helping it expand. And with that expansion, it creates more spaciousness. And the energy can start to move again instead of being stuck where it was. You can also help them imagine that spot where you or you feel the contracted energy. Just imagine that is ice, like ice, frozen energy, and you have a sun in front of you that's warming up that ice. So it's starting to just melt and melt and melt and dissolve until you feel relief. Or you can use whatever other technique works for you to release the tension in that spot that you're feeling. If it moves somewhere else, because it can, usually the energy that's clearing will tend to move up through our central channel, but it can get stopped at other points, almost like there are stops in the way that connect to other blocked energies of the same type of feeling and of the same type of pattern. So if you feel it stop at another point, let's say here, you would focus on the tension that you feel here, relax your body. You can ask that part even to relax, relax, relax. Breathe through it or imagine it's melting there. Or another one that I'm using fairly recently is something that was inspired by Dr. David Hawkins. He said that when we are applying force, there's always a counter force. That counter force is resistance. And that's what creates the snags in our life, in our energy, in our body, in everything. So if we're applying force, and it's natural that a counter force should ensue, and that's the tension that we feel, we can just tell ourselves, stop applying force and see what happens. For me, this works beautifully, apparently, because I'm a very go-getter as well in some ways. So I have been, just put it like that, very forceful in the ways that I do things. So this works for me very well. Wherever I feel that I'm trying to make something happen, I feel the tension, I just go to that spot, I just pinpoint it to see, okay, so where am I applying force here? I notice where it is, and then I just internally tell my body, okay, just stop applying force here and see what happens. And with that attitude of curiosity and the intention to stop applying force, more often than not, it's almost immediate. It starts opening, the energy starts moving again, and sometimes with shivers. It's a really interesting experience. So that's another thing that you might try. And that's just what you do. You keep following wherever you feel the tension. When you feel relief, bring again to your mind that same aspect that you were working on before and see if something still comes up. If nothing comes up, start getting more specific in the theme that you wanted. So let's say with a money situation, there's a big repair that needs to happen, or there's a big bill that you need to pay, and that's stressing you out. Start getting more specific in that. So think of the bill, think of the repair, see where it lights up your attention in your body, which is the place that's connected to where you are applying force, and start relaxing, releasing by whatever means possible. Start following as it moves through your body, or just whenever you feel relief, start moving to another aspect, something more and more and more and more specific. When you feel that you don't have anything left on that, perfect. At some point, you'll feel neutral about that situation. And if you keep thinking about it, you don't have to, but if you do, there might be a point where it shifts to actually starting to feel a positive, an expansive type of sensation, of emotion. So it means that you just move from force, trying to make something happen, you slide into neutral, and now you're actually in true power. So you're in the flow now. Now you're connected to your own energy. It's flowing, and at this point, you don't really have to do anything except follow inspiration. Whatever feels curious for you, whatever feels expansive for you to do in terms of action or thoughts that come to your mind or ideas, whatever feels like, ah, my energy is expanding, just follow that. And even if as you're pursuing something, and pursuing is still a go-getter term, but that's our language. As you're flowing towards something, if you feel that you're at some point trying to make something happen again, so if you feel tension in your body, just acknowledge it. Notice, oh, okay, I kind of tried to make something happen there. No need for that. I prefer to be in the flow and just relax and release the tension. So just keep following inspiration and keep releasing tension whenever it comes up. Just another note, if in all of this, we're mostly focusing on the physical sensations because that's what shows us where our energy is blocked, and that starts releasing the emotional energy, starts releasing as well the mental stuckness of the thought, of the pattern, of the belief. If thoughts do come to your mind, images, projections, you just do the exact same thing. First, you just let them go. Don't focus on them. Just acknowledge, okay, I had this thought, let it move. If you want, you can even imagine going like that, up your central core. And if you do feel that that thought is trying to grab your attention, just notice where you feel that tension. Thoughts, yeah, you will feel tension from thoughts as well. So it might be in your head, but it might be in your body as well. And do the exact same thing. Relax that tension as best you can. Imagine the stuckness dissolving. Imagine it releasing and floating. Imagine it, whatever works for you. Just let the tension from the thought itself go, and then the thought will just follow the its course, if you want, for whatever thoughts, wherever they go. So it will go back into just your consciousness. And yeah, I think that's what I want to share. It's very simple. So a summary: relax first. You really need to be relaxed, present, focused on your body. Breathe. Then just bring a more general aspect of the issue to your mind and your body. Notice where you feel the tension. Wherever you feel it, start releasing it. If it moves, start releasing it at different points where you feel that the snag. And whenever you feel, really bring to your mind that same aspect of the situation again and notice if you don't have any different layers of reaction now. So if you feel neutral, start bringing something more specific about that situation and do the exact same thing. It's a rinse and repeat. At some point, you will get to neutral on the entire thing, and hopefully even then, you will start to feel your energy expand. When it does start to expand, now you're at that beautiful being pulled towards what you want instead of pushing to make it happen. And you just follow your inspiration. If at any point in time you feel something snagging again that you're trying to make it happen, acknowledge it, release the tension, get back into just flowing with and following with what feels expansive for you. And well, just a reminder again, if there is anything that you feel that you need help with, do reach out. Myself, someone that you trust, really doesn't matter. There are things that apparently our subconscious mind wants the external support in order for us to accept um, the change, if that makes sense. If that's the case, do reach out for help for anyone that will be able to support you and to help you get to that next stage where you again take off, get the reins, and continue with the process of clearing and moving towards your greater expanded fullness version of yourself and living your life from that point. I hope this was helpful. This is a very simple thing, but sometimes it's useful for us to hear it in a more condensed form so that we can then take it ourselves, make it our own, play with it, and just run. release those boulders, let your jet fuel take you off to the moon and beyond, wherever you want to go. Again, hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, do let me know. Thank you, Beata, Gem, Spanish Media, David, everyone for joining me live, and I'll see you on the next video.